So cool.
So cool. Oh, okay, so that's just a spiny one.
She is very beautiful. She is getting gigantic.
What is up, G Squad? Welcome back to another awesome video. If you guys could not tell by today's title and thumbnail, it is officially that time. It's been forever, I feel like, since we've added some new fish to our 90-gallon Reef display fish tank that we've got from Top Shelf Aquatics. You guys have been a part of that whole process. When we had dinos, we had no coral, we had no fish, and it's been a long time in the making. The Reef tank is finally just now starting to get pretty stable. I had another dinos outbreak, which is all that brown stringy algae that I was showing you guys at one time when we had our buddy Peter on. It was it really wasn't a fun process. I lost a lot of corals due to it, but this second time around I did lose a couple other pieces of coral, but hey, it's okay. This is all part of the process. Luckily, I've got my good friends over at Top Shelf. I've got Tommy to help me out when I have problems like this. In today's video, we are going over to Tommy the Technicians, everybody. We're gonna go over there, take a look, and see what he's got. I know he had a big fish shipment in last week, so he should have some pretty cool stuff for us there today. So what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna give you guys some updates, of course, around the house, inside of the garage, and then we're gonna be ripping out. We're gonna be riding over to Tommy's, and we're gonna be taking a look at what he has in store for us. I don't know if we're gonna be getting fish. I don't know if we're gonna be getting inverts. I have no idea just yet, but expect one or two of those videos coming out pretty soon. Let me give you guys some updates inside of the garage. We've officially made one Bioactive. We're just waiting on our cleanup crew. This is our first Bioactive with plants. Now, they didn't have such a big selection of plants, so of course we're gonna be getting some more plants. We got our male lily white. He is just hanging out. We've got 3 of them planted. We just need to wait on our isopods, our cleanup crew. If you guys are wondering what is an isopod and what is a cleanup crew, the isopods are basically little roly-polies. I'm sure a lot of you guys, when you guys were kids, were playing with those little bugs you'd find under a rock. Those are isopods, or as we used to call them when we were little, the roly-polies. Those roly-polies, and then of course we're gonna be adding some springtails. They're both bugs, and they're both eat up the waste and any eaten food or poop or anything inside of the cage. Those break it down and eat it, so it's less cleaning and less hassle for us, more for our cleanup crew. So it's a pretty cool little process, but let me show you guys something new that we're gonna be having here soon. This is a project I've been hiding from you guys for a little bit. I'm pretty excited. We've got about 4 more days, so just saying, expect a video here pretty soon. Everybody, I'm not gonna tell you what it is just yet. I'm not gonna spoil it, but we've got a dandy old incubator with a whole lot of eggs inside of it. Should be soon. You guys expecting a video. This king rat snake is really starting to change up on us. Starting to get real nice, real dark. Beautiful, beautiful snake right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the pattern that she's starting to get. These guys are gonna go through an otogenesis. Not too familiar with the name, but this is our female hat. She's got like the craziest little horn pattern on the back of her head. Really, really neat animal right there. We've got our first ever snake. Hey, Kirby. This is Kirby, the pink amelanistic, leucistic, patternless, southern pine snake. She is very beautiful, and she is getting gigantic. Next up, we've got our exanthic king rat snake. This is our male, and as you guys can see, his eyes are basically blue, like a silver. He's kind of got a dullish color. That's because Buddy is about to shed. Look at those eyeballs. Really, really crazy neat how they go through that. But we're gonna just put that right back on top of him and leave him to be on his way. So definitely expect a video on those hatching. I'm super excited, and yeah, I think it's about 4 more days. All those eggs are going into lockdown tomorrow, which means I can't open the incubator, and I've got to up the humidity to make sure those shells are kind of a little bit on the softer side for these birds. Can't say the name, but these birds to be getting out. I'm sure you guys can notice one of those eggs. It's an everyday egg. You guys probably eat them, and yeah, one of those birds out of the incubator is a chicken, but the other egg, if you guys know your birds, you should know what it is, but if not, hey, it's gonna be a mystery for you. It's basically a mystery for me because I bought a mixed flock, so it's gonna be a surprise for me just as it is gonna be for you guys that don't know what the other egg is inside of that incubator. So I'll see you guys shortly with that video. It's gonna be coming out probably next week, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys have those notification bells smashed, and look at all these bioactives that I gotta do. I gotta still complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more bioactives I gotta complete. I'm sure these guys are excited to get out of these and get into those bioactives as well. Here is that reef tank that we'll be getting something for today. Got our 3 clownfish, got our yellow chorus wrasse, got our mystery wrasse. We got our orchid dotty back coming out right there. She usually never says hello, so take that one in, everybody. Right here, we were losing a majority of this colony, which is really upsetting. As you guys can see, there's still some dinos stringing on through there. It sucks, but everything else is looking really, really good. We got our gonopora right there. Kind of closed up right now, but the lights were kind of just turned on not too long ago. Got our shrimps. Look at our little neon goby. You guys remember him? Hey, buddy. Our Randall's goby. That's a nice update on the reef tank. Look at this acro, absolutely thriving. You guys see the little hairs coming out of it? Just the polyps just going crazy on that thing. Before we go, I had to grab a quick little water sample for Tommy to test to make sure that all of our nutrients are all perfectly in line. And I'll catch you guys over at Tommy's. This is what's helped me kind of destroy the dinoflagellates that I had in my tank. Making sure that we were up to date on my nutrients and all the levels, you know what I mean? It gets a little crazy sometimes when you're keeping corals, especially SPS, like all the acropora that I keep. So it's quite the process, but it is rewarding when everything starts to grow and everything starts to get better. For instance, like when my dinos started to clear up, best feeling in the world. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk forever. I'm gonna catch you guys over at Tommy's. I'll see you there. Tommy.
Howdy, howdy.
How are you?
You know, it's another day.
Another day, another dollar. Here we are, everybody. We have made it to Tommy's. If you guys can't tell, he's got a lot going on in here. A lot of moving around. And I'm already seeing some wonderful fish, like these 2 butterflies. Tommy, these things are insane.
Semi-larvatus.
Those things are insane. Holy smokes.
They're as close to reef safe as you can get with a butterfly fish.
Really?
Yep.
But those are way too big for my tank, right?
They're too big for your tank, yeah. Maybe not Paul's though.
Maybe not Paul's. Hey, maybe one day we could gift Paul. I mean, you know we love gifting Paul. Before you guys all come for Tommy in the comments saying that this tank is so foggy, it is because they are dosing formalin on these little tiny twin spot hogfish. 2-spot hogfish, twin spot hogfish, same thing?
Yeah,
Same thing. But look at how cool that little guy is. Tommy said eventually we could put one of these inside of my tank. Is there 1 or 2 in here? Just one?
Just one.
Just one. I see, what is that, a little Randall's goby? Hey, dude. So I've actually never seen this in my whole life. This is called a paddle starfish?
Paddle brittle star.
A paddle brittle star. So it's basically a brittle star, but it's got all these crazy little paddles all over his little legs. That thing is crazy. Maybe we'll grab him today. I'm not too sure yet. We're gonna keep on looking around, but that is probably the craziest looking starfish I've ever seen. Give me a fun fact about him.
All right, so fun fact about the paddle brittle stars. Most brittle stars, they like to go underneath the rocks, like by the sand, and you'll just see like a leg sticking out.
I've seen that before.
Paddle brittle stars tend to climb up on the rocks. So you see them more often. Yeah. You want a fun fact about brittle stars generally?
Yeah, talk to me.
Brittle stars, their whole body is eyeball. Their whole body is eyeball. They got little photoreceptors all up and on their arms.
So they can just see with everything.
They see shadow.
So you can be like, hey, and then like throw his elbow and be like, hey.
And also, if you expose one, they know where the closest place to hide is, and they'll go in that direction.
That's crazy.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, that is pretty neat actually. So that is a paddle bristle star. And he is totally, I mean, that thing looks like straight out of a horror movie. That thing looks scary. I know if I didn't know what that was, I would not pick him up. Another cool thing that I must mention is I think I'm gonna basically become a part-time tanknician over here with Tommy. We are going to be ordering a bunch of wild-caught coral straight from the ocean. And Tommy's gonna leave it up to me. He's gonna teach me and train me how to quarantine these corals, how to cut them and treat them with the crazy chemicals that Tommy treats them with to make sure that there are no pests or anything that's hitchhiking on these guys. So that's gonna be pretty fun. Expect some content coming soon with that. I think while we're here today, we're gonna order our first acro colony?
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it. So stick around, I'll show you guys that in just a little bit. Let's keep on looking around Tommy's store, figure out what we're gonna be leaving here with today. So this whole entire holding tank, this is basically a buy at your own risk. A lot of these corals have some pests on them. You can see some aptasia. I mean, what else could we find in here? Bristle stars.
You can find anything in there. So those are all wild caught corals.
Okay.
Which means that, you know, wild corals have all kinds of stuff on them.
Right.
And that's why quarantine is so critical. I never recommend anyone buy anything out of there, but that's the same thing as if you buy from any other fish store.
Right, because nobody quarantines, nobody takes it to that level like you do, right?
They put the onus on the customer, and like you'll see when you're quarantining the corals the amount of steps that are involved and like the chemicals that you're using, like it's way outside the realm of
it's crazy, huh? So I'm gonna be learning that whole process. So if you guys do want to watch that, make sure y'all stick around. Make sure you guys have those notification bells smashed, because we're gonna be learning how to quarantine and treat these corals for any kind of pests that they might have. It's gonna be quite the learning process. I think we honestly might not be leaving with any fish today. We'll have to save that for maybe. Tom, you're getting a pretty cool shipment in later this week, right?
Yeah, we're getting a cool shipment in.
Okay.
Heavy on the inverts, real cool inverts.
Okay, so we can maybe do an invert video coming up soon. Today, I'm not sure what we're gonna be leaving with. I really like the look of this rock flower anemone right here. I also liked the looks of that paddle bristle star. That thing was pretty cool looking. Imagine that guy just crawling all over the scape in my fish tank with his crazy little paddle legs. Yeah, I sound like a little kid. Right now we're scrolling through eye-catching coral. We're just looking through some of these acro colonies that they got. Strawberry, shortcake. So for instance, we get to see all these pictures of these labeled little acro coral colonies.
Ooh,
that's pretty cool.
What's that? Is that a flatworm? No, that's a coralite.
So basically we'll be bringing in colonies like this that we see. These are all wild caught straight from, where is this one? This one's from Australia. So this one comes all the way from Australia. We bring them in here, treat them with a bunch of crazy chemicals, learn how to cut them and frag them, glue them onto new plugs, and then eventually you guys will be able to come in and buy them out of the tank that is fully quarantined. So you get to pick from all different colors, all different sorts, all different kinds. It's crazy to see the same acro can be different colors. So this is the same acro that we just showed you, and then so is that. That one's more green, this one's more pink, and then this one is basically all green. It's pretty neat. This is one that we were looking at last week, and I was falling in love with it. You guys can see the green little polyps coming out of it. I think we're gonna be bringing this one in. Is that the one we're settling on?
I don't know.
All right, we're gonna keep on looking. We'll let you guys know. We also added this crazy weird looking one to the cart. Hopefully you're all very excited to see that whole process of us quarantining those acros, fragging them up, gluing them onto new frag plugs, and then eventually being able to put them inside of the for sale coral tank. I think it's gonna be a blast. So I think we are gonna be leaving with one of the paddle stars. Which one should I get, Tommy? There's two in there, right? There's a really big one in the back. It's huge.
I think there's only one paddle left. Yeah,
Oh, so then what the heck is that guy?
This is your regular
That's a regular?
spiny brittle. Yeah.
That thing looks crazy. That's not a, that's a, oh, okay, so that's just a spiny one.
Yep. Those are just the spokes.
Okay. So he's not as cool as the paddle. No. I mean, he's cool, but he's not as cool, right?
This one's gonna be lower in the tank.
Okay.
You're not gonna see it as often. By the way, pro tip, if you're gonna purchase a starfish, you should always ask that they flip it on its back. Make sure that it can right itself. If it can't right itself, it's not a healthy animal.
Oh, really? That's a cool little tip for you guys.
Upside down.
You better flip yourself.
Right side up.
Dude, that thing is gnarly looking, Tommy. Definitely gonna bag him up. There he is. Look at that crazy looking starfish. That is really neat. We're gonna bag that guy up. Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you, Gio. So cool.
So cool. I don't know if that's gonna be the only thing we're gonna be leaving here with today. I don't know. We're waiting on Amir to text back to see if we have any neon gobies here. They're the really small fish that I was showing you guys right before I left the house. The little guy with the stripe. Really cool little fish. So I'm not sure if he has any. They're hard to see in some of these tanks being that they're so little. Me and Tommy were looking for them, but we can't find them anywhere. So we're waiting on Amir to text us back. And if that's the case, we're gonna be getting our little neon goby a friend. All right, everybody, so Tommy unfortunately did not have any neon gobies, so all we're gonna be leaving with today is this really wicked paddle brittle star. I got it that time, Tommy, I got it. I almost said bristle, it almost just rolled right off the tongue almost. But anyways, we are going home with this really wicked, crazy looking sea star. We're gonna get him home, acclimate him, and get him inside of the tank. Appreciate it, Tommy. Unfortunately, G Squad, no fish today. That was really the goal. We were gonna come here and see what Tommy had, but unfortunately, everything is still in quarantine. So, like I was saying, you guys, we've got this crazy, crazy looking sea star. It's got these crazy paddles all over its legs. So, it's a bummer that we couldn't get any fish for the 90 gallon, but hey, maybe next week's video, we will get some fish. Make sure you guys smash that like button for me. We are finally home with our new exotic rare paddle brittle. Gosh, that thing is like a tongue twister in one. Anyways, we're gonna leave them float in here for about 15 minutes. I'm not really sure if you're supposed to float starfish, but we're gonna float them just to play it safe. And I'll pick your camera up back in about 15 minutes. Got him floating. Tank is looking marvelous. We are finally getting some rain down here. My grass is starting to crisp up over there, but we're finally starting to get some rain. Here we are, it's been about 15 minutes. This thing is crawling around on my hand like it's no tomorrow. Look at this thing. That's crazy. It's almost like an octopus in a way. Like, I feel like if I let this guy up here, he'd be able to find his way to the dang water. But there he goes. Right inside of his brand new home, we've got this insane paddle brittle star. And look at him just find his way into those rocks. I can't wait to watch this guy just explore the tank. Look at that thing. I mean, I swear, that thing looks like it's straight out of a horror movie. It's like a creepy crawly kind of thing. But there he goes. He has found his little hiding spot. He's gonna hide for a little bit. Our sea star has already vanished. I hope we see him often though, kind of climbing around in the rocks. But he just went right in the back of this whole scape, so he's probably just exploring, probably just a little nervous where he is. Like Tommy said, these starfish have crazy little photoreceptors. I think I see a little bit of his leg, but it's gonna be impossible for you guys to see. But anyways, hopefully you all enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't anything crazy. I myself was expecting to bring home some fish in today's video, but hey, we still got a really, really cool, rare looking starfish. So like I was saying, hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. And they're only gonna get better and better, everybody. So make sure you guys comment. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. Only means the world, helps me out a lot. And hey, let's keep on growing this family on YouTube here, everybody. With that being said, I will catch the G Squad on next video. Peace out, everybody.